The blast is sharp, like a thunderclap trapped in a box. The commander's body pops with a sickening crunch, sending a cone of gore and shredded leather spraying across the dirt. You both instinctively turn from the force, but not fast enough to avoid the warm, sticky spray that peppers your armor and faces. Chunks of flesh slap against the wall of the sleeping giant with a wet smack, and something warm and slippery streaks down your cheek, Donnie. Barbin, a long, stringy flap of what used to be her ear is hanging from your shoulder. It slowly slides down your robes, leaving a glistening smear before plopping into the dirt.
Oh, fuck me. What the hell is that? Is that her tongue?
Yeah, we could all use a shower for sure now. What the fuck?
I'll check on Sildar and Gundar, Ben. Are they okay?
Sildar blinks hard, bracing an arm on his knee as he pushes himself upright. Gundar hauls himself up next, swaying once before his boots plant firm in the dirt. Your allies seem dazed, like someone just yanked them out of a deep, fevered sleep.
I don't know what kind of power that goblin had, but it sure as hell took a toll on me.
Aye, my head's pounding like a hammer on an anvil. Where'd she go? I'd like to give her a kick up the ass.
I think they ran into the street, but all I heard was some kind of popping noise and nothing since.
I'll look around to see if they're within view, Ben, Donnie, Barbin, or the goblins.
Gundar, you take a few heavy steps along the side of the sleeping giant, looking for Donnie and Barbin, but they're nowhere in sight. Your boots crunch over the dirt as you round the corner, scanning the street ahead. At first, you just catch the back of Barbin's robes. Then your eyes adjust, and the full scene hits you. Donnie's standing there, with his blade still in hand, and Barbin with crackling hands at his side, both of them coated in a patchy, dripping mess of blood, gore, and unidentifiable bits. The dirt around them is speckled with dark red, and alongside them, the wall of the sleeping giant is streaked and splattered like someone threw a butcher's leftovers at it.
By Moradin's beard, what in the nine hells happened to you two?
Yeah, well, you can take a guess.
She fucking exploded.
Wow, was the street always this messy? And where'd that goblin go?
I think we're looking at her, Yorkus. Are you two hurt at all?
Not from the explosion, no. Just the fight on the roof.
I'm fine, just a bit moist at this point.
How in the world did this happen? Did her own magic do this? She casted something on us, and I'm hoping this isn't our fate too.
You should be fine. She stabbed herself with her own blade and for some reason blew up by doing so.
What kind of goblins are these? I've never seen goblins game end themselves to avoid capture, and especially never seen them use magic like that.
Well, these ones seem to have something in common with the ones that were taking that goat earlier. She made threats at me as I chased her. Stuff about Ruxathid eating us and having our heads.
That's twice now we've heard that name from goblins in this town.
She also said something about Zors. Something about how Zors will have us all. What the hell does that even mean?
Maybe it's another goblin. Maybe Ruxathid is as well.
I've lived in this area for a while, Ben. Would I have any idea what Ruxathid or Zors are?
You can go ahead and roll a history check, Sildar. It may be a bit hard.
Yeah, that's only a 9. Probably not going to do it.
Sildar, you dig through the dusty corners of your memory, trying to recall any mention of Ruxathid or Zors. Names, titles, warlords, beasts, but nothing clicks. They're not in the usual roster of local threats. At least not ones the Lord's Alliance keeps tabs on.
If either of those names mean something, they're not in any report I've read.
How about we ask Cadla?
Oh, god damn it.
She knows a lot about this area, right?
That's actually not a bad idea, Yorkus. We should go see if she's at the Stonehill Inn after we let Grista know we took care of her goblin issue.
Yeah, you guys go do that. I'll be out here getting this muck off me.
Watch out for more goblins, Donnie.
Your group of 4 enters the sleeping giant. Grista is behind the counter, sweeping pieces of her splintered bar across the floor. Her eyes flick over the 4 of you, immediately narrowing. You do all notice that along the bar there is scribbles that state, Zors was here. I may have forgotten to mention that previously.
Heard quite the commotion from outside. Figured it best to not go out until you all came back. Where's the idiot who started the fight in my bar?
Donnie's outside. I think he got the majority of the blast from that goblin lady.
The what?
She looks to you, Barbin, noticing the mess covering you. Her expression shifts from suspicion to a mix of disbelief and mild disgust.
What in the hell's is on you?
Blood, among other things. Whatever blade the goblin had caused her to explode when she stabbed herself.
Yeah, and there's a bit of it on your walls as well. You may need to do some spring cleaning.
Very subtle, Yorkus.
Grista becomes noticeably more and more grossed out looking at all of you. Jorkus, Gundar, and Sildar are all covered in waste from the fight with the Otyug, while now Barbin is covered in the remains of a goblin. Her broom stops mid-sweep as her eyes travel from Barbin's gore-soaked robes to the rest of you, taking in the streaks, stains, and smears of, well, too many substances to politely name. her lip curls.
Good. Great. Thank you, truly. Now, if you could all kindly take your grime outside of my bar, I have enough messes to clean up as is. Tell that idiot Harbin that he can pay you or whatever. Good luck on him doing something useful. And please, take a bath.
Glad we could help, Ms. Grista. Should you ever need our assistance again, please don't hesitate to call us.
Something tells me the first thing she'll do is hesitate. I'll walk out the bar, Ben.
Same here, I suppose.
Yeah, this has been one shit show of a day.
Hey Ben, before they all come back, I'd like to make my way up onto the roof while they're inside. Need to check what was in that bag.
Yeah, sure. Along the side of the building, you can find some boxes stacked haphazardly near the wall, just high enough to give you a boost to the overhanging awning. From there, it's a short scramble to haul yourself back onto the roof. Your fingers work the leather knot loose, and the sack yawns open with a faint, musty smell. Inside, you find the source of the jingling: 10 gold pieces, 14 silver, and 17 copper, all rattling together in a dull clink. Mixed in with the coins are hunks of bread gone stiff as stone, a few strips of dried meat curled at the edges, and something that might have once been cheese. The food's clearly been riding in this bag for over a day under the hot sun, and your nose wrinkles at the odor. From the street below, you hear your party come back out from the sleeping giant.
Welp, I got what I came for. I'll climb back down along the back of the building and return to the group. Sorry, boys, had to take a whiz. We gonna go get cleaned off finally?
Yeah, we could use it.
Let's get going.
So your group starts making its way toward the Stonehill Inn, drawing more than a few stairs along the way. Bits of goblin gore still cling stubbornly to Barbin and Donnie, while the rest of you carry the dried, sticky evidence of your Otyug encounter. It's well into evening now, with the sun finally fully dipping below the rooftops and leaving the sky painted in deep shades as the first lanterns along the street flicker to life. The familiar sign of the Stonehill Inn swings gently ahead. Warm light spills from the windows, carrying the comforting sense of bread, roasting meat, and hot showers. As the door creaks open and you step inside, the hum of conversation dips, replaced by a brief, uneasy silence as a half-dozen sets of eyes turn towards your bedraggled, stained group. Toblin's gaze sweeps over you, lingering just long enough to take in every smear, splatter, and clinging chunk before he straightens.
Baths, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Please.
Right. 5 baths it is. I'll have my boy heat the water and set the rooms. Just, for the love of the gods, don't touch anything until you're in the tubs.
You hear a couple of muffled chuckles from the corner table, likely locals enjoying the rare sight of adventurers looking like they crawled through both a slaughterhouse and a sewer. You all wait in a corner of the inn for a few minutes before Toblin returns and gestures toward the back hallway.
You know the way. Fresh towels are on the hooks. If you need soap, it's an extra 2 copper, and believe me, you'll want the soap.
As you head toward the back, the sound of conversation resumes behind you, a little louder than before. Probably people speculating about what disaster you just walked away from. After a long while spent in the showers for all of you, your party gradually returns one by one to the main room of the inn, looking far more like a band of adventurers. The night is yours.
I think I would like to go speak with Cadla if she's here, Ben. I really want to find out what information she may have about anything pertaining to our goblins issue around town.
Is it okay if I come with you, Barbin? I wonder what cool stuff she knows about the area.
I don't see why not, bud. Sure.
All right, you two will be looking out for Cadla. What about the rest of you?
Bar, definitely. After all the shit we went through today, this is deserved.
Aye, I'll join him. You want to drink with us, Sildar? We've earned it.
Maybe in a bit, I need to speak to Toblin about lodgings. I have a small room in the town hall, but there's quite a few more of us here now.
We'll handle you two first. Barbin and Yorkus, the two of you spot Cadla sitting tucked into a corner booth, a half-finished plate of stew before her. Across from her is Ander, Barthen's clerk, leaning on one elbow, eyes darting toward the door like a trapped animal spotting an escape route.
Hi, Ander the Kobold.
Cadla looks mid-story, gesturing with her spoon for emphasis, when she notices the two of you. She glances up, her expression brightening slightly in recognition. Ander uses the break in conversation like it's a lifeline. He stands abruptly, forcing a polite smile.
Well, I should be going. Early morning. Lots of crates to sort.
Without waiting for a reply, he's already edging past you, muttering a rushed good night before slipping into the safety of the bar crowd.
So, what brings you over here? You were just missing out on this crazy story I was telling Ander about. He's a great listener and a very helpful young man as well. Did you know that he spent nearly the entire afternoon listening to my discoveries? I was just telling him about...
Hey, Cadla, that's super interesting, but we were actually hoping to ask you something a little more specific before you get too far down the road with, yeah.
I kind of want to hear the story, though.
Really?
Maybe in a bit, Cadla. I was hoping to ask if you were able to find anything having to do with those goblins we mentioned earlier today back at Barthen's. Well, I guess more specifically about the reason behind them stealing stones and if the rest means anything beyond the usual. Hey, Donnie, would you have told us about the commander yelling out stuff about the saw plea? I don't know if you did or not.
You can just say I did. I don't remember.
Fair enough.
Oh, and we found some names that might help. Ruxithid and, what was the other one, Barbin?
Zors. Not sure if it's another goblin or a place or what really, along with some goblins talking about the saw plea.
That's quite a bit of info to take in. Goblins, stolen stones, strange names. It's all got the smell of a bigger mess. You know, this actually reminds me of the time Old Man Hallett's fence posts started going missing.
What happened? Is he okay?
Oh, Hallett, he was fine, just furious. Thought the neighbor's kids were swiping his fence posts for firewood. Turns out it wasn't them at all. It was a pair of...
Cadla, about the goblins?
Huh? Oh yeah. The name Ruxithid does not sound familiar to me. I also looked through all my notes and nothing. Not a single mention in the ledgers, town records, or even the old rumor books I keep. If it's a name of something or someone, it's either real new or real secret.
That's comforting. Great.
But Zors, the only thing I could match it to was a place, Zorzula's Rest. It's not just some forgotten spot on a map. It was a Duergar mining camp way back, long before most folk here were even born. The place was rich in strange ores, stuff the surface dwarves barely understood. But then, mind flayers came, slaughtered the camp, took it for themselves.
What in the hell? Mind flayers? How in the hell are we supposed to fight mind flayers?
Oh, you won't have to. Not unless you're real unlucky. They abandoned the place years ago, or so the stories go. But way back when, they even had an elder brain there, apparently.
And you think that has to do with goblins?
Well, you told me goblins called themselves Sawplea, right? That's Mind Flayer speech. Means goblin. If the ones you've been fighting have that kind of word in their mouths, then either they've been taught by someone who's dealt with mind flayers, or they're working for something far, far worse.
So we're probably not dealing with mind flayers, just goblins, right?
I won't say one way or the other, but if you're planning on going there, I would be careful. It's a trek east, and there's probably good odds you'll come across goblins on your way there too. I'll show them where it's supposed to be on my map, Ben.
Cadla pulls a folded scrap of parchment from her satchel and spreads it out on the table, smoothing it with the flat of her hand. The edges are worn and the ink faded, but she points to a spot east of Phandalin with her spoon, leaving a little gravy mark in the margin.
Well, I appreciate your help, Cadla. I'll let the others know about all of this.
So what happened with Mr. Hallett again?
Oh, you'll love this, Yorkus.
Barbin, you push your chair back and stand, giving Cadla a polite nod before turning away from the table. Behind you, her voice immediately launches into a vivid retelling for Jorkus, her spoon now a gesturing prop as she dives into the saga of Old Man Hallett's disappearing fence posts. Yorkus leans in like a wide-eyed apprentice, hanging on every word. You weave through the tables toward the bar, where Sildar is mid-conversation with Toblin.
I'll need probably 2 proper rooms for the night. The town hall has space, but given the number of us now, I think it best we find somewhere more suited to the whole party.
I can set you up, no problem, and I might be cutting my own purse here. There's another option you might want to consider.
You've got my curiosity piqued now?
Tresendor Manor. Place has been half a ruin for years, but Harbin had ordered a bit of renovation work on it not long ago. Not too sure what his thinking was beyond expelling any rumors of Red Brand resurgence. It hasn't seen much use since, big enough to fit your whole group without you stepping over each other. And sorry to say it, but tracking your adventures in here with you. Hells, Harbin would probably hand you the keys for free if it meant saying he's got the town's protectors staying there. He's been itching for a reason to parade that place around as a success.
Toblin lets out a dry chuckle, leaning on the bar.
I'll bring it up to the others tonight. For now, though, we'll still need the 2 rooms here. Still got to support the locals, though, am I right?
Toblin smirks, sliding the room keys across the counter.
That you do, Sildar. And believe me, I'm not going to complain about a night's business. Just maybe think on it. Anything to help your crew do what you do best. The whole town could use it right about now.
It's at around this time you walk up, Barbin. Toblin gives you a quick once-over as you approach, then glances between you and Sildar.
Evening, Barbin. You here to get in on the lodging talk or just thirsty?
Toblin's just been telling me about an alternative to staying here, Tresendor Manor. Sounds like Harbin's had some renovations done. Might be enough room for all of us if we decide to speak to Harbin about it.
Well, I'll drink to that. Some privacy could do. And I'd rather not have to share a room with Donnie considering how much he snores.
I'll pass Toblin some coin and get us drinks, Ben.
Toblin takes the coin, the clink of metal against wood, quickly followed by the sound of mugs being set down on the counter. He then leaves you two to your conversation, going to assist with other patrons.
So, how'd things go with Cadla? She talk your ear off again?
She did. I'll fill everyone in when we're all together. It's easier to explain once instead of 5 times. But let's just say we've got a new place on the map to worry about.
Fair enough, I'll admit. I'm curious, but I'll wait.
So how have you been holding up since we all split after Wave Echo Cave? We all went our separate ways for a bit, but I haven't really heard much about what you've been up to.
It's been a stretch. After we wrapped things up in the cave, Gundren and I headed to Neverwinter for Gralmir's funeral. Wasn't much of a crowd, just close kin and a few others, but it was a proper send-off. Gundar was there too. In fact, that's when he made the decision to come back here with us. Said he couldn't let Gundren handle things alone, especially with trouble brewing again. I'll run my hand along the edge of my mug, deep in thought. Gundar's been a great help to his cousins in the mine, but he had told me how he yearned for something more. Who was I to stop him, you know?
Makes sense. Sounds like the mine's important, but I get it. I could hear it in his voice the minute we met him today. If Gundar's looking for more, I'm glad he found his way to us. Better to aim that restlessness toward fighting for something than letting it eat at him in the dark.
That's exactly it. And maybe with all of you here with us, he can fill whatever is aching him.
Across the bar, Donnie and Gundar have claimed a pair of stools near the end of the counter. The wood is worn smooth under their elbows, and the low chatter of other patrons fills the space around them. Toblin slides another set of frothing mugs their way, the foam spilling just a little over the rims.
So, how's the mine? Still miney?
Miney.
You know, but full of rocks and dwarves, swinging pickaxes, doing dwarf stuff. I'll take a big swig of my drink, Ben, awkwardly tapping my fingers on the bar.
There's a short, awkward silence. The kind that stretches just long enough to start feeling heavy.
I'll set my mug down after a long pause. Listen, Donnie, about earlier, when we first met today, when I snapped at you. Sildar told me the full story about what happened in Thunder Tree.
What did he say?
How it all went to hell fast. How you stood your ground even when the odds were against you. And how Gralmir made his choice to fight, same as you did. I've been carrying that day like a wound that wouldn't close. When I saw you earlier, all I could think about was him. So, yeah, sorry.
Most folks just stick with thinking I'm an ass and leave it at that. I mean, I can be, but, well, apology accepted, Gundar. And for what it's worth, your cousin was a hell of a fighter. Is he the reason you're joining us?
Aye, he is. I felt that Moradin's will stretched far beyond the forge. That sometimes the work was out here, not just in the mines. I can't just sit underground swinging a pick while trouble brews above. My cousin was a bloody druid, Donnie, more at home speaking to the trees than swinging steel. And still, when the fight came to him, he stood his ground against a dragon. If he could do that, then I have no excuse to hide from the work that needs doing.
Careful, I might just tell Gundren you've been giving him shit about working in the mines.
Haha. Aye, and he'd give it right back. You think I'm stubborn? He's worse, but that's family for you. All bluster and bark until it's time to stand shoulder to shoulder. Then you find out it's all steel underneath. Truth is, Donnie, I'm glad Sildar brought me into this. Feel like I've got a real chance to make a difference.
Well, you said you thought me untested or something of that sort. I think you'll find out pretty quickly just how crazy it can get to be when you're traveling with our group. The four of us, along with Gundren, took back that mine, and you've seen what it's able to do. More than I have, at least. We traveled away before seeing what all the stories were about. It was a good feeling, though, doing something that helped out everyone in this town. You'll see. And the pay is pretty good, too.
Haha, is that so?
Well, it'll do, and I'll order us some more drinks, Ben.
The night wears on, the low murmur of the Stonehill Inn gradually fading into the steady clink of mugs, the occasional burst of laughter, and the warm glow of lantern light. Eventually, one by one, your party filters away from the counter, weariness settling in after the long and messy day. With only 2 rooms booked, accommodations are cozy. Outside, the streets fall silent under the soft silver of moonlight. Inside, the fire in the common room burns low, casting long shadows across the walls as Toblin finally closes up for the night.